Hey everybody, it's Dave here coming to you from the glorious yet somewhat silent 1B Studios at the moment. And of course, the home of Headstone Records. I just wanted to take a moment to have a chat with you all, a little bit about the times we're in at the moment and where we find ourselves and what we're actually looking to achieve going forward. That's been a really tough time for everyone out there at the moment, not just the studio, but our immediate community and, of course, the wider community. We're not all on our own in this, of course. It's been a pretty rough time. There's plenty of you out there with financial hardship going on, and there's also plenty of you out there who are feeling fairly isolated right now. So I actually genuinely believe there's things we can do to help everyone with that. From our artists all the way through to the audience out there, who genuinely need some positive connections through this period. So at the moment at the studio, of course, we've been shut down for the last month. It's been obviously a pretty tough time. I'm used to having bands in rehearsing and recording and doing what they love to do the most, and we've all been unfortunately stopped from doing that. It's obviously health is the most important thing right now, of course, and we're 100% supportive of all the measures that are in place. And if you're not doing it, we say go and do it, because we want to get through this as quick as we all possibly can. But you know, it presents a pretty difficult situation for our particular industry, of course, which has been well highlighted out there. Our industry has struggled in a big way because what we tend to do is we'll actually go, all right, let's just put a show on and let's get a whole bunch of people in a room and we'll make a big noise about it, and most of the time people get behind us and we can raise funds and do all those things. But unfortunately, that's all been taken away from us all at the moment. The ability to do that and to unite in that way. You know, it was just 3 months ago that we were all doing the exact thing for all the bushfire victims and the towns to help raise money for a whole bunch of people. To be honest, most of us didn't even know, but we're particularly good as a community, as a musical community, in raising funds and helping people in that way. And the sad part right now is it's really difficult for us to actually do that for ourselves right now. So what do we need from people like yourselves out there? We actually need you to go and buy artists' albums and t-shirts and you know, buy merchandise and help those bands, because there's no doubt right now that, I mean, who knows how long this is going to go for? It could be 6 months, it could be a year, who knows, before we can actually get in the room and do performances like I was just talking about. So in order to do that, I mean, once we all get out the other end, if hopefully we all do, we're going to need the industry that we've got right now. You guys are all going to want to go to a pub or a bar, and you're going to want to go and see a band play. But unfortunately, if we don't support, you know, everyone in our industry right now and help finance that a little bit, it's going to be pretty rough by the time we get to the other end of that, because there might be a whole bunch of that doesn't exist, as in venues and bookers and bands and all that have pretty much not been able to survive through this period. So I guess my message to everyone out there right now, and why I'm getting on this message to everyone, is we feel there's a way forward around this. So what are we doing at Headstone and at 1B? Firstly, Headstone Records, we're actually talking to a number of artists right now, some that you guys will know and some you might not, who have amazing music, and we're looking to release that music as a label. So we're working really hard at the moment in the background from home and from the studio here on our own to actually get that out to you. The other thing we're really excited, honestly, I'm actually excited. I know it's been a tough time, but I'm actually really excited about what the future could look like if we all get together. So what we're going to announce today is that as an organisation, we're about to launch what we're going to call Headstone Live. Headstone Live is going to be, essentially will become a streaming platform out of the studio. So we're going to have full bands in here performing to you out there. The only drawback, obviously, right in this moment is we've had the stage 3 restrictions imposed upon everyone, and of course that means obviously we can't, in a healthy, conscious way, have a whole band in this room, unfortunately. But there are some things we can do in this interim time. But let me give you some examples. For example, Dave Arden, we were about to launch his album. We'd spent a lot of time on that as a label. It's a fantastic piece of work, and I highly recommend you go and buy that album. But we were about to launch it at Thornbury Theatre when this all hit, and we had to cancel that show, unfortunately. Dave's over 50, an Indigenous man who's had some heart problems in the past, so he's in quite a high risk category, and we can't afford to have our artists get sick, of course, or any one of you out get sick from this. So we're very passionate about making sure that we have the correct health and policy and procedures in place if we do anything like this going forward. We believe, though, that we're able in the interim to have one artist come in here in this room on their own and perform solo acoustically and maybe do a bit of an interview with those people. So then we can at least still have something going out there to you guys in the interim until we get to a place where we can get a full band in here. So what you guys can do to help us right now is you'll see the links at the bottom of this. We actually have obviously the YouTube channel we've just set up for Headstone Live. We'd like you to go on there and subscribe to that channel. We've also set up a Patreon site, which you'll see the link, of course, down there for as well. Please go on, and I know $5 isn't much, but I know that a lot of people out there are hurting and don't have a lot of money, so I totally understand if $5 is too much for you at the moment. But for anyone that can do it, if you could subscribe to our Patreon and give us something, just give us a small amount of money, because that money is going to go back to our artists directly. It's going to go back to venues, to our people. You'll see a lot more information coming out about that. So please get behind it. Please support us to help our community to survive through this period. And to be honest with you, although it is about survival a little bit at the moment, I actually feel if we do this really well together and we lead this through as a community, I actually think we can actually grow through this and we can move into the new world and the future of what this looks like. So, please get behind it. Please support us. And at the very least, you're just going to get some amazing music that you can enjoy at home and feel connected to each other and to our artists. Any help you can give, share it, like it, please support it. And we look forward to bringing you the best quality music and bands and artists that you can imagine. Thanks, guys. If you stayed with me till the end, I really appreciate it. And hope to see you on the other side of all this.